Hey, streamers.
You've made the world laugh, cry, cheer as one. Most importantly, you've made the world watch. And for that, we want to thank you. Today, we honor the ones who put in the work for the love of the game.
Cutting the feed in 5.
You casted aside your individualistic dreams and came together as one voice.
4.
We need more time.
It has to be now. Get ready.
You trained them to mash that subscription button and to come back for more. Always more.
2.
They try to be you. They envy what you have.
1.
And to celebrate, we're releasing a limited time edition skin of what?
You don't know me, and I can't see you, but whoever you are, you need to hear this. This started off beautiful. We built something great, something that brought us together, a place to call home, to talk, to learn, to play, any respite from the world and its unforgiving storms. And then they came.
My face on the screen now!
They came with their plans, with their greed, with their hope. They told us that we were great, and they were right. They told us that we were worth something, and they were right. We are worth something. And it's that same big, beautiful truth that they used against us. They didn't inspire some huge cover-up, some grand conspiracy. They just simply whittled away at who we used to be. So I say it ends today. Boost this signal and then log off, shut down, touch grass. Don't forget that we did this before. We did this before, not them. We can build it again. Build it better. With autonomy, with creative freedom, with fair compensation. We choose where we put our time, where we put our love. The rebellion has a new name.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
A future where we forge our own path at our own pace, where we compensate ourselves fairly and protect each other from hate. They thought those things wouldn't matter, but they do. And we'll do it without them. Together. Today. Spread the word. From here, how far we go, who escapes with us, we control that outcome. It's up to us now. For the love of the game.
I can't seem to hear Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I can't either. I thought it was me.
Silence.
I was like, because for a second I thought that I was playing a stream on Moonbeam and I was distracted. No, I can't hear you.
I can hear you, man.
Let's
Yeah, I
see
heard you
here.
for a moment there. Oh, no, there you are.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Here we go. I'm good now? I'm good?
Yeah.
Okay. Technical. Friday the 13th. I shouldn't have done this. But here we are. You know? It is what it is. Let's put the low feed down a little bit. Hey, everybody. What's up? We got a bunch of folks in chat. Hey, chat. What's going on? Thanks for being here. You know, we got to always start off like a live stream with some sort of tech issue. It's like the thing to do. It's all the rave nowadays. So how's everybody doing?
They're doing, yeah.
Yeah, it's what's up. What's up, Ario? We got Jar, Joanne, Pat. How's everybody? Yeah,
Doing all right. It's been a fun week. It's been a busy week. And I'm excited for the weekend. It'll be nice.
busy week, busy month, right?
Busy quarter.
month.
Busy
Yeah.
half. Busy last. However old I
Hey,
am.
I see. We got Anomaly, No Skills, Elginox, Syrup. We got new folks coming in. This is awesome. Cloud Surfer. Let's see here. Vicarion, I hope I'm saying that right. It sounds like a cool dragon name. I like that. What else we got? Yeah. B-Pand, how you doing? Let's see if I want to make sure. DJ Swayforth, yeah. I'm calling out I'm going up. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of cool folks hanging out. This is great. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are doing town halls every month to talk to all of you because Moonbeam is your home, and this is a forum where you can talk directly to us. We have questions that are submitted ahead of time in one of our forums, and I have all those kind of compiled. So the team's going to go through those, and then we'll also be monitoring chats. Does someone on the Moonbeam team want to monitor chat for me just to make sure I don't miss anything? Who would like to do that for us? Is that Pat? Are you volunteering?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll just interrupt if I see a good question. How about that?
Yeah. If you see a good question, just interrupt me.
They're all good.
And we'll go from there. But let's start with So Pat, you said you're busy working on being busy. Why don't we go around the horn here? So Arya, and then we'll go to Jark and Joanne. Want to say any introductory comments? See here, we got JD. What's up, JD?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Busy week, but very exciting. A lot of new features that I'm currently working on. Excited to see on the platform. If I have one thing to shout out, join the Balatro realm. It's a good realm. Oh,
man, look at that. JD put you up for that, huh? I like it.
He stuck me at 20, yeah.
Hell yeah. Some moonstones. Shark.
Yep. Hi, everyone. I think those probably watching know me, but yeah, I'm doing some of the design work here at Moonbeam. Busy week. Very warm in LA. I'm not enjoying it right now. Oof. But and sure, join the Balatro realm. I don't play it. This is not sponsored, but join it. Go for it.
Nice. Joanne.
Hello. My name is Joanne. For folks who don't know me, I work on product here at Moonbeam. Just been busy working on stuff. Some pretty cool features coming up soon. Features around safety, features around posts. No spoilers. I'm not going to share that much yet. And also I'm trying to overcome a very bad cough. So I will try to mute as much as I can. As you can hear, it's coming. But apologies in advance if I cough up while talking.
All right, JD, over to you.
I got nothing to say. Everybody's doing the advertising for me here. I don't just run the Balatro realm. I'm also, if you don't know me, I'm also head of engineering here. And just we're working on a whole bunch of stuff. Just an endless list of things. We got some stuff coming in this weekend, early next week, and I think we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. But just a lot of craziness. So it's always exciting around here.
Cool. All right. Well, let's I'm gonna jump straight to some questions. We got an hour, and it's Friday, so I know folks got things to do. So we'll start just putting them up, and whoever wants to talk about them, we can go. I think we got some great stuff. So I'm gonna pop this first one up here. So this first one here, can we stream to multiple public realms? I was understanding the want to limit that a bit because people could just stream everywhere, kind of all the time. But could we overlap some things of like the relaxed gaming realm and the gaming alliance? So these are talking about public realms. So right now, Pat, do you want to talk about our thought process on the like multi-realm streaming that we have and kind of where we're at right now and maybe where we might go from here?
Yeah, totally. And I am not getting over a cold or anything, but just before the stream started, I took a sip of water and it totally went down incorrectly. So I am also battling a cough, and I'll try to keep that under control. But yeah, I think that's a super cool idea. We wanted to limit the rollout initially so that people can still stream to private realms or like previously before the rollout of public realms, just realms. And we wanted to do that so that like people who have realms, it wasn't like everybody's going to go stream in the public realms and kind of leaving these people in a lurch. And so we really wanted to make sure that you could do multi-realm streaming to private and public realms. I think that there are definitely discussions to be had about opening it up even broader. We don't want it to be like you could stream to every realm everywhere all at once, because then if you're just popping around different realms, it might not feel like there's content other than that one person streaming that you see in kind of every pocket of the site. There it is. But yeah, I think there's a good discussion to be had there. I'd be curious to get other people's thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'll kind of chime in. I know we got Eldronox in the chat there, and we looked into your public realm, and it kind of got stuck in my folders of things that I should have looked at in the spam, and I went in there and found it. And so we're talking about public realms right now with the multi-streaming aspect, but I want to talk a little bit more broadly about where we're going next with them. So Eldronox, your realm is coming soon, but it's going to be in this next tranche because Pat is working on a big overhaul of the actual public realm structure. So right now, with the multi-realm streaming to one public realm, one regular realm, as we look forward to maybe expanding that, we found through talking to folks, specifically our public realm owners, that the public realms are lacking, right? Like you can chat in them, but the notifications, which is something we'll come back to soon, were kind of lacking, right? There was no like different chat channels and things like that. So Pat, I think this would be cool, like to maybe segue into where public realms are going. And Eldronox, again, you're on deck. I know you, Captivator, Cap, I know you're out there in the audience. You're on deck as well. And I think we have maybe one other public realm that are going to be the next tranche, but it's going to be like it's going to be coming out with the upgraded like public realm, all the bells and whistles, which will be happening soon. So Pat, maybe we talk a little bit about what's on the path for that.
Yes, for public realms generally, especially in like kind of this next chapter of Moonbeam, when we're trying to kind of grow the user base, trying to get more creators on board and their wonderful communities. We think public realms will be a very, very, very nice way that streamers can just kind of like test out Moonbeam, see what it's like, that communities can congregate, and sort of like spin up these very organic places. I think right now they're not necessarily those places due to just honestly a ton of development elsewhere on the site. And so it seems like everybody is a fan of public realms, and it's just kind of time to rebuild the structures, add in some more things for posts, add in ways to join public realms so you can get notifications from them. So they're on your sidebar, they're easily found. In fact, I think, Aria, just today, you were demoing some code that had public realms on the sidebar, because soon, I'm not going to put a timeline on it, but very, very soon, probably, you'll be able to join public realms, and it'll be treated much more like a normal realm where you can have memberships and roles and notifications. So
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I think that'll be let's see here, I'm just gonna put some in chat. I think it's just good to see that we're getting an overhaul there, and again, that comes directly from feedback that everybody here kind of helped provide. So keep that coming. It's a lot of iteration, and we do take that seriously. We talk about it internally, and you'll see that things get actioned relatively quickly as we can, even with limited resources. So let's jump to another question here. We're just going to hit. We got a few up front, so I'm going to kind of go through them. Let's see. I will go through another question. Question number 2. It's an interesting question. Your competitive model to date has largely been Twitch and YouTube, but have you also considered that Substack and Patreon are also your competition? Your model appears to be direct-to-consumer creative content. Who wants to take this one?
I feel like we were just talking about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree. I feel like I don't use Substack as much. I think that's more for like articles, right? But Patreon, I know, is super big. And I think they do things well. But I feel like Moonbeam could be so much more than what Patreon offers. So I think there's a lot of, like, if we kind of go in that direction, I 100% agree. I think we could definitely beat them at their own game.
Yeah. Anyone else? Joanne, Jark, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we definitely a big challenge in creating a platform where creators can make a living. And I think obviously Twitch, YouTube, Substack, Patreon, many platforms that does that. So I it's yeah, we have a lot of competition to be fair, but I think there aren't many places that are able to sort of combine a lot of things together in sort of a way that helps creators no matter where in their journey that they are. So I'm kind of obviously very biased, but hopeful that we can pull that off. And more will pop up. I think there'll be other ways for creators to make money, but I think I'm excited for what we're building.
Yeah.
Kind of to add on to that, I think the most important thing to me personally is making sure that our creators are compensated fairly for doing the work that they do. There may be things that we can learn from Substack, Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube, but we want to make sure that what we're doing is fair to our community and works for our community. So there may be things we can learn, there may be things that we can pick up from there, but I want to avoid a scenario where we're just blindly copying some other company's monetization flow just because it works for them may not necessarily work for us, for our community. So.
Yeah, I think I'll add one thing. I think before we want to go to the next question, unless anyone else has anything to add. But ideally, what I'll sum up is we are actively talking internally about more ways to use and spend Moonstones to support creators. And so the takeaway is, like subscriptions like Patreon, maybe tipping for posts, kind of like have that Substack feel or article feel. Those things are being talked about and coming. It's just a matter of us with what do we prioritize and a million things. And so we'll talk about, I'm going to do like one more question, and then I think we'll talk about a big thing we prioritize. Pat, it'll be the notification stuff and some of the work Brandon has done, and we'll showcase that stuff. But let's go to a question here. What are the plans for profiles moving forward, such as panels and other customization options? One thing I'd personally love to see is the ability to upload panels that can also be embedded with links to make them clickable. This is cool. Floor, any up? Aria, were you working on profiles? I know it was either you or Brandon or a mix of both. Who is kind of working on the profile stuff? Or JD, I don't know if you know.
I mean, I've worked on profiles before. I don't think I was working on this specifically. That might have been Pat, if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Right? We haven't written code to implement this specific thing yet. Profiles have gone through a couple iterations. I think most recently introducing the like stream card to profiles was part of the multi-realm streaming campaign that we did, and yeah, that was me and Brandon. I want to say Aria. You have the back end.
I work on that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know it's been a couple months. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be very, very cool. Joanne, I saw your eyes light up when this question came on the screen. I'd love to get your thoughts on it.
And real quick, from chat, someone was asking, I know, hey, Michael in chat, define panels, please. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're just like an interactive frame that goes around the video. Is that correct? Am I interpreting that correctly?
Oh, I took this differently.
I was assuming it's sort of like customizable blocks of content on profile pages.
Got it.
And
Okay.
Links to your socials, your PC specs, whatever it may be.
Yeah, let us know in chat if we misunderstood that.
Yeah.
That was my understanding as well.
I'm going to go with your all's understanding since you're all more versed in the terminology. That I'm like a streaming noob sometimes, everybody. Sorry.
I think Twitch has this feature, right? Where it's like underneath your stream page, you have like different panels you can change. I assume that's what this is.
That's what it okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. My eyes lit up because I feel like profiles is one of the many ways that you can creatively express your identity. And one of the ideas that we're hoping to implement at some point is to be the place where you can see all the badges that this person has earned. So right now you can equip only one badge, but what if you have earned maybe 20 different badges? And that's all part of your journey here on Moonbeam. That's all part of like your engagement with different communities, so to speak. So we definitely want to build on profiles a little bit more and make it a space where people could attach more things that represent their journey on Moonbeam and their identity. So absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. then let's jump into. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to make a scene now and upload your video, Pat. So if this screen goes wonky for a second, forgive me. I haven't done this live, but I got the content just before. So here we go. All right. Okay, cool. We're doing it live. I'm gonna upload the video Pat sent me. Let's see here.
Live demos. They're
Live
my
demos.
favorite type of demo. Yeah.
These are. Do you want to? Is your thing have audio? Is it like you talk? Or are you gonna like
No,
talk us?
no, just video.
Okay, cool. It's uploading now. So let's see here. We're at 78. There we go. About to be done. And do you want to prime the audience for what they're about to see here?
Absolutely, yes. So we had a ton of feedback, a ton of incredibly valuable feedback around notifications and kind of that system and how it is, how it's not really like helping in some parts of the app, and in other parts it might be hurting the experience. And that's something that we really, really wanted to address. So we kind of did a complete overhaul of the notification system. So what you'll see here on the video is a lot of the new stuff coming very, very soon.
Yep, we got it playing right now. You want me to start it over here? I'm going to start it over.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so what you'll see is these toast notifications pop in. These will kind of appear on every surface of the application for all of the normal notification types, like somebody commented on your post, or somebody liked your comment, somebody replied to your comment, somebody posted in a realm, somebody went live. But we also kind of introduced this whole new notifications page that is a little bit more robust than the kind of notification panel that currently is implemented on the site. So from here, you'll be able to mark individual notifications as read, click on the links through, and manage your notification settings. Kind of all from one place where it's all very like within reach. It's all very, very clear and very performant. We increased a lot of the query speeds of notifications and the general kind of the way they're fetched and making them a lot faster in general. Now, the data you saw there was all my test data. So that's why you have test user 1, test user 2, test user 3, and test round 1, and all the comments. A very good lesson I learned very early in my engineering career was be careful with your test data. Always make sure that it's just very plain old data. A manager I worked with told me a very bad story of this time. He's frustrated working on an app and just put a bunch of awful stuff as his test data. And then the client came in and wanted to see a demo of the app. And you can imagine how well that went over. It was very, very awkward, apparently. And so yeah, that's why it's just test round 1, test round 2.
Those look amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
This is I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna have it loop while we talk a little bit about it. When is this gonna be going live?
This is going live tomorrow morning. So yeah, this is kind of in the very last stages of review. And we're
Hell yeah.
Yes. So we wanted to do it ahead of this, but then we were also like, oh, actually, maybe we wait until like off hour just to make sure that all the notifications are actually going through and the emails are going through and everything is going well. So we're releasing it tomorrow morning. And that means that starting tomorrow, you should start seeing a lot more notifications, emails from Moonbeam, hopefully telling you where the cool content is on the site.
Mm-hmm. And I think, what I noticed about notifications, and again, talking to folks and us using Moonbeam ourselves. So I recently went to UK Games Expo over in England, right? And I was away from my desktop and for like a good week and a half. And with work, I've been busy. And so I have not been at my home computer. And I wanted to see what it was like to just not be tied to my computer and have that Moonbeam experience. And there was times where I was like embarrassed that I was like being talked to on Moonbeam in my realm and I didn't know, and it sucks, right? Like I've seen a few folks out there who've conveyed this, and I think that the lesson I learned is like notifications are really important for all of us to just know when I need to go on and talk to someone, and that way I don't have to like just keep it open 24/7 and refresh. And it was good to have that experience as us being users of the platform itself, to say, hey, we need to do something about this. What are we going to do? And we, Pat, you really dug in yourself as like the CEO and made this happen very quickly. And I think that's great. Like I'm excited because for everybody out there who's using Moonbeam, there are times when we have the same frustrations you do. Know that, and so it helps spur us to action. And I thought this is like, I take for granted, I think sometimes all of us, what notifications and how apps that are on the market are, and they're complex. And to all the engineers here, your job is very hard, and to build a product that has all these things. So I'm like appreciating that. So for everybody in chat, thank you for also talking to us about this stuff. And then for the engineering team and Pat, like this is like one of the things I'm most excited about. Like I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
And no, same. Honestly, it feels so cool. Like even on the test site, a lot of times the test site doesn't feel too interactive because it's just like you type in a message, this thing that popped up. But already, like it feels so much cooler, right? To have the oh, hey Michael,
hey,
I'm not here.
Hey, that's my basement.
I'm here. I'm reporting live from Anthony's basement.
Yeah. So yeah, for everybody watching, Michael is at my house in my basement. He's not chained up or anything yet. But, yeah.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have to turn his camera off for a second. I don't know how he got on here. But yeah. So and Michael, will these notifications sometime? I'm gonna put you on the spot. When will these notifications be coming to the app? Do you think?
Which ones?
The ones Pat has worked on, all the different, for when people go live, for when people reply to your comment, for when they chat in your realm. When do you think we could maybe see some of those?
Some of them might just start working by default. As far as being able to navigate to the proper place in the app, that won't work until the next update. But the next update will include that functionality for sure.
Cool. Heck yeah. Sweet. All right. We are gonna chat's worried about Michael. Don't be. I feed him twice a day. He's okay. We're going to go to a video submission from one of our engineers, Brandon, who is unable to join us, but he's going to show us what he's been working on. And then we'll talk a little bit about this here. So I'm going to, let's see here, flip over to the scene.
All right. So this is to showcase the campaign system. As of right now, we have a campaign that's very simple. It's just to change your profile picture. So we're going to go ahead and set it to Bart Simpson here. And right when I press this button, it will complete a mission, which is a part of a campaign. So you'll also complete the campaign. And then you will get a badge as a reward. So here we go. Boom. Here is the Welcome Aboard badge. You probably noticed this is actually the Founder's badge. I just renamed it to Welcome Aboard. But yeah, this is exactly how it will work. You complete a mission or a campaign and you get a badge as a reward. And the activity that you have to do could be anything that we want. And that's it.
All right. So who wants to dive in and explain what campaigns are? To everyone here in chat and what they can look forward to seeing soon from this. Anyone?
Yeah, happy to take a stab at it. Campaigns are a really cool thing we're gonna roll out also very, very soon. Basically, we all love badges. We think that the badges are the best. We like customizing our profile with badges. And they're really, really fun. But at the same time, it's also really cool to kind of know how to use the platform or like how to work with the platform. And especially in ways that are not just like pop-ups, like this is what a realm is, like this is what a post is. And so we're trying to think of ways to like help, new users who are checking out the site, new folks in our community, like really get familiar with the inner workings of the platform in a way that is fun and super rewarding and like chill. And so what we thought of were these campaigns that are very similar to like side quests in a video game with like a reward system where you will kind of have a number of things to do. Maybe it's set your bio, set some social links on your profile, change your profile picture, sign up, check mark done, those sorts of things. And then as you do them, you can get rewards for them. So in this case, in the video, the campaign was just signing up and setting your profile picture. Brandon did that. And so he got a badge and it popped up and it's fun. So that is campaigns. I think they're going to be really awesome as especially as we roll out new features and new ways of engaging and interacting with the platform. It'll be a nice, fun way of exploring things. I think, at least. I'm excited.
Let me ask. Oh yeah, go ahead, Joanne.
Oh, I was going to say I'm glad that you opened with that, Pat, because I was just going to answer. It's just an excuse to give people more badges.
Truly.
For the initial rollout of campaigns, that'll be just for like Moonbeam to use. Moonbeam being like the Moonbeam staff to implement things with rewards, right? But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems like this would be a really cool feature after we test it out for a while and get it, everything's working. Maybe to realm owners down the road, they could do like their own campaigns. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, I think the Syrup called it out in chat. We could potentially open up for realm owners to decide whether they want to have their own like set of side quests for the communities.
Hell yeah. This is exciting. And again, a lot of these things are, I don't know, they make me excited to just like want to use Moonbeam. And then I think also for when it eventually comes to realm owners, I think differentiating like the culture of your realm and the things you do there to incentivize folks. It's gonna be really, really fun. All right, let's see. We got some more questions we'll jump back into here. Here we go. When Moonbeam hits the stage where anyone can create their own realm, we're going to talk about that. What will the incentive be for people to band together in collective realms? And how will you encourage that without penalizing solo creators? So let's take the first part of the question. We've already talked internally about folks being able to create their realm. The engineering team and all of us, we're going to be trying to roll that out soon, where when you come on Moonbeam, you'll have an option and a workflow to create your realm. JD, is that, am I tracking that correctly?
Yep. We still have some work we're going to have to do to get it ready, but yeah, we've already, like you said, had the discussions and we know what we need to do. Just gotta get it on the schedule and get it out there.
Yep. Cool. So once we do that, and then incentivizing people to band together, anyone want to take a shot at that? I'm not sure if that's like I'll just add this to the context. Incentivizing people to work together. I think we have some things in place like the revenue splits, which are there. And then also the kind of multi-realm streaming approach, especially as we kind of expand that. I mean, when you think about it, if I have my own realm and somebody's streaming and wants to stream there, like we're not limiting like where they're at. So why wouldn't I want to be there? And why wouldn't they want to be in my realm? So I think we'll have to see. I think people will I don't know if we'll be the ones to determine that, if that makes sense. I don't know if anybody here feels differently.
I think it's similar to the Reddits and the Discords and other communities, where I think people kind of go around either creators or certain topics kind of naturally. So I don't think there's necessarily anything we need to do to sort of help incentivize that. And I think to the second part of the question, I don't think this will penalize solo creators at all. If anything, it'll empower them to sort of really establish their own community within Moonbeam. I know on Reddit, it's really hard to start doing that. Same with Discord, just because that's quite, it's hidden. It's not all Discords are public. So, I think if anything, it's opposite. I think it'll help empower a lot of solo creators to start building communities, especially if they create one around topic that interests a lot of people. And I think, I think it'll be a good thing.
Cool. All right. We're going to go to a feature request. All right. When will we see a layout change for the platform in the browser-based navigation of the site? It appears that the current layout has not kept up with the changes you've made thus far. This might be, and I don't know if they're meaning mobile browser. And if you're in chat, please let us know. Or the app, because I think the app does have a different view and look than the web-based platform. Pat, I know you do a lot of the mobile development. I don't know if you have a comment to say on this. Thoughts, comments?
Am curious about it. Would like to maybe get some clarification. Is this about the mobile browser, or is it taking the mobile app and making the desktop browser more like the mobile app? In general, I will say that there are some changes to like the layout coming, particularly on the homepage. There's some things we're going to experiment with, like for the kind of like realm or not realm, the live stream carousel, the ordering of some of the content on the page. So I can speak to that, and it's very, very fun. Some exciting stuff coming based on your activity and kind of what's interesting to you, what you follow, what realms you're in. Which will be very, very, very cool. In terms of making the mobile app similar to the browser or the browser app similar to the mobile app, I guess we would need to kind of see how the mobile app is used, how the mobile web browser continues to be used, and then what layouts kind of work best for which workflows, and kind of iterate from there. Yeah.
Michael, thoughts on the mobile app? And I know like public realms right now are not able to be used on the mobile app. So thoughts on like when maybe those kind of things to mirror the browser-based experience will roll out on the app. What are you looking at, do you think?
Yeah, once we can get the ability to follow public realms, then that'll be available in the mobile app, because there's just not really the space for it right now. There's no easy way to see public realm chat, especially. Like, I don't want to show all the public realms if you aren't interested in them. So once we can follow the specific ones you're interested in, then I'll be able to show that.
Okay. And then I see in chat, GJ Swayforth has something about the difference between Google Chrome and Edge. On Chrome, I have to zoom to 250 just to see the video fully with chat. Interesting. I have not experienced that. I use Chrome. I'm curious.
I think maybe he means like mode almost. I don't know if you've seen on like YouTube or Twitch, you can enter a theater mode where like the video full screens, but then there's the chat. Is that what you mean? You kind of have the video as large as possible while still seeing the chat. Because right now, I mean, on my screen at least, I can still see a lot of the bottom section and stuff. Maybe the video isn't as big as it could be. I do agree though that I think the left sidebar is a little cluttered right now. I would like to see that cleaned up. And kind of almost in a Discord style where you could see all your servers, right? Left side, easily navigate.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and DJ Swayforth, if there's an issue with that,
oh no,
shoot the engineering team, a bug report, and we'll get you a bug badge too. So you'll get more than just a fix, hopefully. So interesting. So theater mode removes chat is what he's saying there. So just a note for us to kind of look at. That's interesting. I think. Let's see here. And again, DJ Swayforth in the bottom left, a little bug icon. If you kind of just iterate a little bit more on that and expand, maybe put a screenshot, that'll help the engineers, and then we can address that. I think that'd be great. All right, discussion point. Can you talk about the approaches the site and devs are taking to combat cyberbullying and enforcing safety? I know it's been touched on, but it is one of the key reasons for me joining the site. I know we had some recent stuff on this. I know Joanne, you've kind of talked a lot about that before, and we kind of rolled out blocking and stuff. And Pat, I know you worked on that, and the engineering team. Do you all want to talk a little bit about, since our last town hall, the things you've implemented to kind of get at this?
Yeah, one of the very important things that we want to make sure that we allow people to do is to block others. There may be instances where people are being harassed by other folks off platform, and it's not something that Pixies can pick up on because it's not on Moonbeam, right? And if you want to feel safe on the platform, you want to be able to do your thing without being infiltrated by this other person who's harassed you off platform. So we, I believe, have already launched blocking. So that's one of the very important things you want to make sure that you can do. What else? Anything you want to add to that, Pat?
Yeah. And exactly like that. Yeah, blocking is super important. So we rolled out kind of like a full blocking system. You can block people from their profile cards or from their profile. And then blocking is awesome. It prevents the person you blocked from seeing your content, and then it also removes their content from your feeds. So and we of course don't alert them that you've blocked them. So if you want to try it out, I think fortunately it hasn't been a super used feature just yet. We of course want that to be in the foundation of the platform, so it is there. But feel free to try it out. Feel free to block me and see if the flow makes sense. And if it doesn't, file bug reports. That's awesome. Do please unblock me afterwards. But yeah, I think that is it's kind of foundational to what we're doing. There's also moderation going on in the background of a lot of things that I don't think is necessarily kind of like advertised on the like in a banner on the page. But if you make a comment on a post or if you make a post even, those sorts of things, they do get run through kind of our platform moderation in the back end. And then if there are any reason to raise alarms, all of the alarms are raised. We have a very big kind of automation pipeline set up, so we all can take a look at the content and remove anything that needs to be removed, or make judgment calls as judgment calls are needed to be made. And in addition, you can also report content on the site. That is even on the stream right here. You can click the report button. So everywhere we're kind of building safety in as a kind of a first feature, as like a real foundational piece of the platform.
Yep. Okay. And then see, I know. Look, Pixis even marked me posting our support site as spam. Pixis, you gotta chill out. Rude. Let's see here. Michael in chat, you kind of touched on something. Let's see here. What's it? Let me see. Well, let me kind of go back here. I see Syrup is touching on something. What's considered content in that regard? Chats, posts, or streams? In terms of like the blocking features, what would you say is included?
In terms of blocking, yeah. In chat, that's an interesting one. So yeah, posts for sure, comments as well. User profiles, naturally, streams. Also, those are just kind of like hard blocks. So if somebody's streaming, you've blocked them, that won't show up on the homepage for you. E.g., the same thing with the post that they've made, that won't show up on the homepage either. Chat is kind of an interesting thing, and Joanne and I and the team, we had a lot of conversations about this. It's a weird thing to kind of block, because if they're in a realm, the same realm that you're in, or the same chat room, and they're engaging with people, but you've blocked them, in that case, it would be very, very strange to just not see the content. And so we kind of took pages out of Discord's book, out of Reddit's book, out of a number of kind of like other products out there to think about what to do while preserving the coherence of the platform. Joanne, if you want to explain the solution.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say in this case, we're all in chat together and I have blocked Pat. Maybe Pat said something to me off platform that made me really upset and I don't want to see Pat anymore, and I blocked them, right? And let's say we're on in realm chat, and what I will see when Pat sends a message is I would see that there is a message that came from Pat, but I won't see its content. It'll tell me that this message comes from someone that I've blocked. Do you want to see it anyway? And the whole reason why we did that is so that, one, we help keep the continuity, like Pat mentioned, in a community chat setting. But also at the same time, you want to make sure that you are making an informed decision before you decide whether or not you want to engage in the community. So imagine a role where I don't see Pat's message at all and I've blocked him and he's been actively chatting. By not knowing that Pat has been actively chatting, if I go ahead and say something in chat, it may make the rest of the community feel like, oh, it looks like Pat and Joanne are chatting at the same time, right? And like I want to know whether Pat is in the room, and if Pat is in the room, I want to decide for myself whether I feel safe saying something in the community. So that's the philosophy behind the approach that we took.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yeah, Syrup asked to follow up. What does the block person see? Does your message or no?
I don't think the block person will see.
Maybe we just got maybe. We'll
my brain is a little puzzled right now.
Speak a little bit about that, yeah.
With that one.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, yeah, you blocked me, and then you chat. Mm-hmm. I believe in realm chat, I see your message if you send a message.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, because then at that time I am making a conscious decision to say something in chat, because I already know that Pat is there and Pat had said something. And if I say something, Pat will see, because it's part of the community, right? But Pat won't be able to see my profile when he comes to my profile.
And that's
posts,
also
maybe?
posts as well. It's something that it's a fine line with blocking, because especially off-platform behavior, which we have no control over, no platform has control over off-platform behavior. But if I know that Joanne blocked me, if I'm made aware of that fact, that might it might escalate things off platform as well. You know, I might try to be like, oh, Joanne blocked me, let me make a new account, let me try to kind of sidestep and circumvent these protections that the platform has put in place. So we never want to just be like, hey, email, you've been blocked by Joanne. There are ways to see it, because again, you're not going to see Joanne's content. So there are ways of figuring it out, of course, but we don't want to make it very loudly announced, like, oh, hey, this is from a message from somebody who blocked you. Do you want to see it? I'd be like, yeah, who blocked me? And then go from there. So it's a fine line to walk. And it is a system, of course, it's a first pass of the system, and that system will evolve, especially as we have more surfaces on the application, new ways of engaging, especially new ways that, you know, we can't take a page out of Reddit or Discord's book. It's new things for Moonbeam even. In that case, it's a continued conversation with the community about what makes people feel safe and healthy in a place that they can call home.
Yeah. And I put the support at Moonbeam.stream email and chat for folks, because you just heard how we explained it. But if you have your own ideas and thoughts, like, please shoot us an email, because this will evolve and it will iterate. So this is just a starting point. Again, a lot of the stuff on Moonbeam is a continuous evolution, so including this. So please shoot us your thoughts on all that. And we're closing in on 12 minutes. So I'm gonna go bang, 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 and kind of knock out the last things we got. All right. And then we'll do closing comments. Let's see here. All right. Are we gonna have? This is a suggestion. Can we have a separation of short form and long form content, from text to audio to video? Thoughts on this? I'm a fan. I know we've kind of talked about that short form content, non-live content, you know. I think this is more down the road though. Correct, Pat, if I'm not mistaken? Joanne?
Yeah, it's definitely down the road, but we have talked a great deal about short form content. And I think, no spoilers, but especially with some of the updates to post-cell becoming soon, there will be a more kind of integrated feed of like, oh, hey, like these are images, these are videos, these are text posts, these are clips, these are VODs from things. How tightly coupled all these feeds are still under design, but we are making moves to support new types of content on the site. I'll say that.
In posts too, right? Yeah.
In posts, yeah.
In posts, okay, yeah. I know Michael in chat out there. He's like, did you say images? Look, I'm on the same page, Michael in chat. Me and you, we got this. All right, we're gonna get to Pat, and we have. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Yeah. Joanne, no, we're there. We're there. It's gonna be good. Let's see here. Okay, I think there's a few that are kind of related to very important topics we've had lately. Discussion point about. I know we're in a very early development, but about active daily users, essentially. What are we doing to address this? I'm going to kind of put this one up because it ties into another question about what are we doing to attract new talent and viewers. I'll kind of lead here, and then anybody else from the team, if you want to jump in. But we've had pretty intense discussions about this internally, because goddamn, it's hard to like get a whole ecosystem going. All right. I think some of the things we're doing is like improving notifications, because you have to have like activity and conversations and then think like, oh, this is great and fun. And then you invite your friends. And it's really bad feeling when that's not happening, or when you write a comment and no one replies, right? So notifications is one bucket. Realm creation right now is not available, or it's very clunky to kind of get one from us. We understand that. So improving like that flow to just be able to come on and make a realm. Also referrals and kind of some of the campaign stuff we have in play to start getting people to incentivize to inviting people onto Moonbeam. And and then reaching out, still doing kind of outreach to folks off platform, looking at different genres and niches. Like I know, Pat, you were talking about today, kind of maybe building realms around a show that's coming out, and it's like the hotness for that moment, and building like a community to talk about that thing, and kind of like going a different way than maybe where some of the other platforms cater to a streamer. This is more catering to a topic and a thing. So,
but to be fair, that's mostly due to my intense love of Love Island.
You know, so yeah, so those are, I think, some of the things, that we have rolling out that'll help maybe get those flywheels going of just user interaction, and then, oh, this is cool, let me invite my friends. So if anybody had in chat, if you have great ideas, send them our way. We're open to the golden idea on that. Do we have any hot fixes in the works?
Oh, that is an ominous question for Friday the 13th. Should we have any hot fixes in the works?
Well, I think DJ Swayforth put one in here. I have an issue viewing realms. Only happens on my big monitor. Still raising him. Okay, there you go. There's a hotfix right there.
Okay.
JD, you're managing that flow. So
yeah, so you have to be careful, because what we call a hotfix is when basically a hotfix means drop everything, get this thing fixed immediately, because this is a huge high priority bug. So in that sense, no, we don't have any hotfixes right now, because we're on this call talking to you all and not scurrying to try to fix something. But we always do try to make sure, if we do catch something, especially after we make deploy changes, we always make sure that things are working and we jump in with a hotfix. But if you just mean generally with bugs, yeah, we actually we got a couple bugs that are going to get fixed here in the next couple of releases. Some UI things and some bugs you might not that people have found for us that you might not even know. Like I'll just tell you one of the bugs we're fixing right now, which is if you may notice that if you click on a link to a public realm, or not public, to a public realm where you don't see that PR in the URL, it will just automatically redirect you, which is great. That's what we want you to go to the actual correct URL. But the problem is, if you hit back in your browser, it sends you back to that last URL, which then immediately redirects you back. So we realized that you can't use your back button if you come into a public realm through that. So we have a fix that's going to be in probably the next release here to put the correct URL so that you don't get stuck in that little loop where you can't go back. So we're fixing stuff like that all the time. But I think Anthony, you posted the changelog in the chat. Always go visit the changelog. Every time we say we got a new release coming out, you can just always hop on the changelog and see what we always list. Pretty much everything we list in the changelog is what we're fixing, what we're changing, unless there's just it's just so boring that you don't even care about it. Like there's oh great, that doesn't impact me as a customer, I don't care. But everything that you might see that would affect your experience, make it better, it's in the changelog.
All right, and the last two ones. Do we have, this is a feature request, interactive features for streams? I think, yeah, we agree. Maybe a little bit, not in the near short term, being like the next month, but things in the pipeline. I think we're getting a lot of things just more robust on the platform in the near term, and then to maintain that engagement for folks and kind of focus all on that. But this is stuff we talk about, and it's what we want. It's just later on, and we will get to that. And the last one,
we were just talking about interactive features on streams in our team meeting earlier, when we were playing around with the reaction feature on Google Meet. So this would be fun for streams. So welcome.
Yes, I'm very into that idea also of just that emoji confetti effect. Ways of kind of I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's hard to come up with a message to say about something happening just in the moment. And so I love emojis. That is why I'm just a big fan of emojis. And so it would be really nice if something hype is happening on stream, but you don't know really what to say. You just kind of spam the emoji button and make it really fun and lively on that front. So yeah, big fan of that interactivity.
So two final questions, one from the forum and then one from Syrup, which is, I'll preempt it, which is what's happening with Pixis. So Pat, think about that while I told everybody I was going to throw their questions up that they submitted in the forum. This was, well, how will the new tariffs affect Moonbeam? Hopefully not. So I think we're good. I hope not. in a maybe roundabout way, people won't have as much disposable income to spend on Moonstones. So maybe that's a damn tariffs.
I actually, oddly enough, I think Pat and I talked about that like months and months ago. And the thing that's interesting is where you would possibly see an impact, and this is just generally across all websites and technology, is all the different dependencies, the different providers that we use for different services that everybody uses. Those could go up, but I would say also that because the hardware costs, like for cloud computing, that there's physical machines out there that gotta keep buying and setting up. But because it's at such great scale for a lot of these different companies, you're probably not going to see like a huge impact trickle down unless you are one of the like big players. So I would say I would love for us to have that problem, but I don't think we're going to have that problem right now. So.
Yeah, and so yeah, Pat, Pixis. Any updates on that? Question was, what's happening with Pixis?
Pixis is chilling. Nothing is major on the horizon for Pixis outside of some continued calibration work that I'm hoping to get into over the next couple days. We've had some kind of interesting thoughts on like the moderation flow. So I know there are a number of folks out there have had like messages get kind of lost in the moderation pipeline. So we're thinking about ways of adjusting some of those core flows. So moderation is still very central to the experience, but also non-blocking in cases where the moderation or Pixis fails or acts up in a weird way. So we're thinking about some things on that front, which will also happen to make chat kind of faster and more like scalable, which is awesome, while still like preserving the safety of chat and the safety of the platform. So some things kind of on the longer term horizon. But if there's anything that is very, very pressing, feel free to put it in the chat. And that way, maybe I can take a look at it over the next couple days.
Cool. 2 minutes to spare. That's how we do it, folks. This is efficiency. Let's go around and do closing comments from the team here. We'll start with Michael and work our way up. I'm just looking at the screen blocks. Michael, don't say too much because I know where you live right now. All right. Michael.
I'll be brief. There's a big update coming to mobile very soon, probably by the end of next week, with a lot of that'll address a lot of these concerns and bugs that have been popping up in chat. And also profiles. You'll be able to see your profile, other people's profiles, and followers following, all of that. So a pretty big update coming pretty soon. But I'm excited to see that.
Cool. JD.
I'll just echo what I usually say every time I stream on Moonbeam, which is just thank you all for all your support and thank you all for getting the word out. And if you all can keep doing your part to make this thing a success, we're going to work as hard as we can to make it a success for you all. So really do appreciate everything you all done and looking forward to see what else what's coming down the pike.
Joanne.
Echoing that, I'm very excited to see how positive this community is. Keep on engaging, keep on telling us how to make the product better. I'm excited to introduce a few more like fun features in the next few months. So yeah.
All right, Shark.
I just kind of plus one what everyone said, but it's amazing seeing. I mean, we have 23 people watching the stream right now, and it's amazing. And visiting Moonbeam every day, seeing more and more streams pop up, I think it's incredible. It's exciting and just makes what we're building more rewarding. And yeah, apologies for the crows. I think I mentioned in chat, but they've gotten me killed in repo many times. So yeah.
Crows?
They're loud and the game can hear it, and then I got shot, so it's okay.
That's amazing. Truly, that is wild.
Holy cow.
So it's all good.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Arya.
I've been seeing a lot of people talk about alerts. I think that's something I definitely agree with. Kind of with that emoji thing that you guys, Joanne and Pat, were talking about. I think just having more interaction with the stream, making more fun would be awesome. And yeah, thanks for using the platform. It means a lot.
Oh yeah, Pat.
Yeah, +1 to everything. Especially the thanks for using the platform and giving us kind of like your faith in our continued development. That faith is so important to us. One, as we ship things, it feels really good to deliver them. But also, like I know, I know that it's a big investment of time to like put effort into kind of building up a community on a new platform. And we really recognize that investment. We're really grateful for it. So thank you for that. And then, yeah, super excited to build some very engaging features over the next couple days, rolling some very cool things out, and eager to kind of recalibrate maybe what Moonbeam is in terms of how it feels, how it functions, how it can kind of keep your attention over the next couple weeks with some of these changes being rolled out. I think it'll feel very lively. It'll feel very cool, and I'm super excited about that and some of the things we have on the horizon.
Yeah. No. For everybody in chat, thank you so much. Again, all the feedback you all have is enormous to us. We share a lot of the frustrations, and we realize too that we're building something very new and unique, and it is hard as hell because it's 5 apps at once all combined and then some. So the engineers here, thank you to all of you who have been tirelessly working on all these things, and we're getting there, and it's going to be really awesome to see it at its full force. But again, that would not exist without the feedback from everybody here in chat. That is so essential, because I may have an opinion on something, Pat might have an opinion, but really it's the tiebreaker, and the leading force is the user that's at you all in chat, saying, hey, this needs to be fixed, and give us some direction. So thank you for that. And we'll be doing this again next month. You'll see me streaming a little bit more now that I'm back in the States and I'm settling back down, and I got some visitors maybe leaving soon. So I'll have some more time to be doing that. And last not, but for the fathers in the audience, happy Father's Day. And for everybody else out there, be safe this weekend. Take care, and we'll see you all soon. All right. Later.
See ya.
Bye.